Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. Just a moment, we'll get the screen share going on here. Hope you had a nice weekend. I don't know what it is about weekends. Mine are always so darn busy. I just want a quiet weekend where nobody bothers me. I don't need to do anything. That would be a nice weekend. All right, let's take a look here at the daily chart, give us some perspective, and you can see Friday session making a very, very strong turn lower. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, we were looking at this whole breakout, and now we're watching the market retest. So we got this, we see this all the time on our Eagle chart when we recognize the consolidation pattern, and then we're looking for a breakout, a retest. Well, we're at a crucial point here now. The market's either going to try, somewhere through here, the next few days, is going to try to recover the trend, unless, you could make a case that this move back here a few days ago was the market trying to recover the trend, in which case it looks like the bulls, the buyers, have lost, and the market will likely head lower. But of course, we got to get below Friday's lows. If you wanted a very legitimate trade here, is to place an order above the high of the last couple of weeks, below Friday's low, and just wait the market out. You may not get filled today, but that is a viable trade right there. All right, let's put that away. And all right, here on the Eagle, let's take a look here what's been going on pre-market. Looks like this was your first in-sync Eagle signal, and you are sweating the trade a little bit. Again, it comes back to keeping a proper stop, right? So if your entry was here, ideally your stop is 2 swings back. At this point, you may want to decide to bring the stop in a little bit, or maybe halfways. Okay, it looks like we're going to get another signal to short here. Do I want to try anything yet? We're only a few minutes into the day. Look at that big decline off of the European Open pre-market. But we're starting the day really where we left off on Friday. So there's no opening gaps or anything to consider. All that came through the overnight. All right, well, here we got our first in-sync Raptor signal as well. All right, let's take a look here. I'm going to use this current setup here. Okay, we'll just leave it as is. All right, so everything is sort of in sync to the short side. I say sort of because the market's still trying to sort itself out here. This is I guess our first in-sync signal here on the Raptor actually came back here. But we've got several signals to short, so it's looking as though the market is trying to head lower. If we can get down below these lows that are swing lows, I'm going to bring my stops to break even. There we go. Oh, didn't even need to worry about it. Quick little move to the short side. Hit the profit target. Thank you very much. It's a nice way to start. Okay, another pullback here. I'm wondering now whether we've got a rule of three developing. Typically with your rule of three signal, I like to see a good solid trend, and then the market start to print signals counter to the trend. What we have here is a less defined trend, although technically the band is bearish and we're printing buy signals. We are flip-flopping here a little, but that's okay. If the market enters a bit of a sideways trading range, we can bracket that as well. Hey, Aspen, nice to see you again. Aspen says been away for a while. For those of you new in the room, let me give you a quick overview. If you haven't been in the room for a while, you see that I've moved over to the Ninja 8. Absolutely nothing wrong with Ninja 7. If you are still running Ninja 7, please don't feel like you have to move over to Ninja 8. I don't want to sound like I'm bad-mouthing Ninja 8, but to me it seems like most of the updates to Ninja 8 are cosmetic. They say they built it from the ground up to be faster and use your system resources more efficiently. I don't see it. I don't see that as any faster. So if you're happy with Ninja 7, by all means stay with Ninja 7. It will look a little bit different here than what you're looking at with Ninja 8. The market I tend to focus on is the NASDAQ. That's my favorite market. Here in the top left, we have the Hawk Scalper, top right, Falcon Swing Trader, bottom left, Eagle Trend Trader, and bottom right is the Raptor. For those of you unfamiliar with the DTS system, the Diversified Trading System, the Diversified Trading System was developed first. It gives you three tools for the different market conditions, scalping, swing trading, and trend trading. And from that, we developed the Raptor, which was a hybrid because, well, we had a lot of people trading off of laptops. A lot of people didn't want to monitor 3 different charts. They wanted a simplified version. So the Raptor actually incorporates elements of the Hawk, the Falcon, and the Eagle all in one trading system. Because most of the people in the room are Raptor owners, you'll see that I spend a lot of time focusing on the Raptor, but you know, DTS owners, if you have a question, please ask. Aspen says he's emailed me a few times. Did I get his emails? I've been having problems with my emails. So I'm going to give you guys the email address that everything dumps into. If you want to make a note of this address, that is where all my emails eventually end up. But no, I haven't gotten your emails. I will go search for them. Aspen's asking, does it work well? I think you're asking regarding Ninja 8. The problem with Ninja 8 and Indicator Warehouse is because they rebuilt it from the ground up, it actually caused more than a few software conflicts. Most of them were easily resolved. So we actually ended up, because they rebuilt their software from the ground up, we had to rewrite all our software from the ground up. And for all but one of our programs, or actually 2 of our programs, it was time consuming, but it was solvable. The 2 programs that could not be rewritten and still have conflicts with the new Ninja 8 are Trade Manager and Profit Finder. So what we've done, instead of Trade Manager, we have a new program called the Trade Calculator, which is your kind of a on-screen dashboard version. It does pretty much everything that Trade Manager does, except auto trail your stops. It does the all-important position sizing, so you don't overextend yourself in the marketplace. You have actually an infinite number of stop strategies, because you can select any indicator now to be your stop. So if you want Bollinger Bands to be your stops, if you want whatever, Keltner channels to be your stops, ATRs to be your, well, ATR is your stop by default. But you have a whole slew of options for stops, but they do not auto trail. You have to adjust your stops manually. That's the biggest difference. Aspen says, which one do you want us to use? Well, you know, you use obviously whichever one you feel most comfortable with. If I didn't have people hounding me all the time saying, why aren't you using Ninja 8? I would still be using Ninja 7. But I've had a lot of people write me and say, I hate Ninja 7. Why are you dissing Ninja 8? Well, I'm not really, but honestly, I don't see the advantage. Yeah, Aspen says, I know you like the old versions. I'm not much of a beta, well, I am a beta tester. Shoot, I always get sent software to see if I can break it, which I usually do. But I am all for stable platforms. I don't care if it has the latest bells and whistles on it. Shoot, up until a few months ago, I was still using an iPhone 3. I still have it. It still works. The SIM card started dropping the network, so I couldn't get another SIM card, so I finally had to get a new iPhone. All right, nice little rally here, which you would expect, I think. After the market's testing the bottom end, we get this very familiar little test of the extreme. And then we get our trend change signal and a quick little hop up to test the top end. Now it looks like they're consolidating again. Looks like we may get a bit of a range here this morning. I think that that last turn was near the high, the open. Yes, it was. So as far as the open is concerned, the opening prices, we have a bit of a sideways trading range like this. And as I like to remind you, it's not about finding lots of trades in a day. It's about finding that good trade, that trade that you can put money on and make money on. If you can do it with one trade or $100, pardon me, if you can make $100 a day trading, single contracts, then it really does become a numbers game. It does appear as, I don't know, if I had to make a guess right now, all our tools are stacked in a bullish fashion. So the hawk is bullish, the falcon, the raptor, and the eagle all have a bit of a bullish bent to them. Or slightly bullish bent. So long as the market remains in this trading range that we have here. You can call it neutral. Wow, look at that. Okay, we got a little bit of a breakout now. This is a fun thing here on the Eagle. When we get this breakout now, we can look for the reactionary bars. We can look for the market to push back. All right, so the idea, what we normally do here is once we have a breakout, we're looking for the breakout and the retest and then evidence that the market can continue with the breakout or not. So ideally, I like to see 2 bars counter. The market's moving a little bit slow. It's very tempting to throw an order in here above the high, but I think I'm going to wait for the 2 counter trend bars or lower bars. So at this point, it's hard to tell what's counter trend and what's with trend. If I can get 2 bars counter, I'm going to throw a just in case order to buy up there, just in case the market explodes to the top side. All right, so what do we got going on here now? We're still not seeing much in the way of a pushback. It's a little bit odd for a Monday, really. You would think Monday the market would be a little bit stronger, a little bit more aggressive, more volatile. but not so, not yet anyway. Come on, give me that lower bar. Here on the Raptor, we're going to produce a number 2 signal. It's not going to print as a number 2 signal, it looks like. Probably maybe a few too many bars between the high and the retest, but we'd be looking now for move back to the hard edge. There we go. I got my second counter trend bar, or bar lower. So I'm going to put my just in case order to buy above the high. So I got the market in a little bit of a pinch to the top side. So this is the breakout. This now is the retest. Even though we've gone back inside the trading range, it is still a retest. Now, if we can get a couple of bull bars, then we've got really got the market in a bind. All right, we're just going to wait it out here. We're back to the hard edge, so the hard edge is always, you should anticipate some sort of reaction around the hard edge. The market's kind of taking its foot off the gas here, it seems. Well, we never really did have the foot on the gas this morning. Very subdued. Let me check the reports calendar, see what I'm missing. Nothing big on the reports calendar today. What about tomorrow? Yeah, we got consumer confidence in the morning. That shouldn't slow things down today, though. Yeah. Not a huge week report-wise. All right, let's check the news. No pushback yet. Darn it. Got the trend change signal here in the Falcon and first micro macro cross lower in the Hawk. Wow. Okay, well, that was a bigger move lower than I anticipated. We didn't get any kind of pushback yet, and we're always back into the middle of this trading range. So the breakout obviously failed. It looks as though this was the bar they tried, or these two bars are the bars the buyers tried to push back from. We could frame it to buy above here and sell below here. I'm not really keen on that because we've slipped so low. You know what, though? We don't need to trade, do we? We can wait. Okay, well, that is a pretty decent move lower by the sellers, bringing us all the way back here now toward the bottom end of this trading range, low of the morning. And while it's very tempting to trade the breakout, the ideal thing is to allow the market to break out again and look for that retest. But it does appear as though the sellers have the upper hand today. It's not truly a breakout, but it could qualify as a breakout, especially now that I have the 2 bars counter. So you could put a just in case order to sell. So we're looking at the market trying to get outside of this trading range. This is the retest. And now we'll see whether the market can actually continue lower. All right, so here we go. They're gonna try. That's all I'm looking for is just a try to move lower, and then I can frame it so that we can buy the market higher as well. The Falcon already trying to get a little bit more bullish here. The problem with this trade is stop placement. The ideal stop way up here, which of course there's no way I can afford. Excuse me. So let's get profit orders in play.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Okay, so I got filled. First order of business is to get a stop loss order in. Now I can play with my profit target. And I'm going to use the eagle target here, the 10 points. Just be aware as we get up to 5 points, that is our swing target. So nothing wrong with taking your swing target. If we can get it right now, the market not very cooperative. Come on, you guys and girls. Get that market lower. Gonna throw a trend line on there for some reference. Next bearish bar, I'm gonna roll my stops in very, very tight. I'm not gonna give this market too much room. Come on, get down. There we go. Here, I'll take my chances at break even. If they go, they go. Okay, so we've reached our swing target. I'm going to protect my swing target now. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Get down there. It's only 1.5 points. There we go. Oh, they kissed it, you stinkers. Okay, well, that's all right. It's still a profitable trade, no complaints. Now that we've made the bigger breakout somewhere through here, there's going to be another retest. So we may actually get a second opportunity to do the same thing. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a retest now of that breakout. You could place a just-in-case order to short below here again. The trend does seem to be down, but it's going to be much easier entering on a pullback, I think. And in fact, I would not even be opposed to a buying opportunity. We should get a couple of counter trend bars here, or with trend, pardon me, just counter to this little pullback. We should get a couple with trend bars, and that should allow us to frame the trade so we can catch the market moving higher or lower. All right, let's just set that aside for now. Might produce a number 2 signal here on the Raptor, which would be an interesting buy. It should coincide with what's going on here on the Eagle. And likewise, the Falcon is in the middle of doing a trend change signal. Yeah, and of course, as soon as I say that, the market takes off. Well, we've retraced all the way here to the hard edge. This, again, is where we anticipate some sort of reaction to occur. Okay, Aspen's asking, my trade manager does not show the order, but it is active. How do I monitor this order? Any suggestions? Yes. Go to your, hold on a second here. What window is open? Go to your control panel and you can close your open orders. You can also monitor your positions. But it's not a good thing to, have an order there that you can't manage. Now, if you're making money on the order, then you can, rather than try to place a counter order or anything, you can just close the order out and bank your profit. It's important when you're using the trade manager not to refresh your chart or do anything to your chart while you have an active order, because with the trade manager anyways, it will take the order off your chart, but your order remains active. Yeah, Aspen says, I can't get it back in Trade Manager. No, you cannot. Once the Trade Manager refreshes your screen, it resets everything on your screen, and it does not recognize an active order, unfortunately. We're trading in slow motion here a bit this morning. we've got, I've met my quota. I've got my 2 trades in. Both of them are profitable. I would stop trading at this point. I'm up $300 per contract. So if you want to earn more than that, well, that's a single contract. So 3 contracts would be $900. 5 contracts would be $1,500. 10 contracts would be $3,000, and so on it goes. Ooh, what a crazy move higher that is. What are these guys doing? All right, I'm going to
Order
cancel
canceled.
this. Okay, Aspen's asking, can I see the order you took? Sure. We shorted this signal right here. And why did we short that one? Well, because we identified the market was in a sideways range. We watched it break to the upside, and when we get these breakouts from these trading ranges, if you can identify a trading range, typically what happens is the market will break out, it will retest, and then it will try to resume the breakout. It did not. Went all the way back down here to the low. Now, this little itty bitty bit is not really a breakout, but you have to remember what the market is trying to do here. So it tried to resume the downtrend, and then we had the reaction, and then came back trying to resume the downtrend. So at that point, I put my order to short below here off of this signal, and the market continued lower. Now we're looking at the same thing. Typically, again, what would happen is we get the breakout, we get the retest, the market should try to head lower, but it's not behaving the way it's supposed to. When we get these turning points, then we can place our order to short, or we can place our order to buy, and we essentially have the market pinched. It's tipped its hand, if you will. But not right now. Right now, they are a little bit misbehaving. In fact, that makes the market look a whole heck of a lot more bullish in spite of the big move lower. But again, you don't have to chase every single signal. You can hold out for the signals that you are most comfortable with. As you spend more time with your software, more time in front of the charts, there's going to be times that you may not even be able to put your finger on it, but the market's going to do something and you're going to say, I think it's going to go up. And sure enough, the market will go up. Or you're going to say, I think it's going to go down. And sure enough, the market will go down. At that point, you're starting to get, at least at a subconscious level, you're starting to get a handle on trading. So I expected the market to come back here to the median line, but not this quickly. I was thinking, okay, well, we're going to see a breakout. We got the breakout. We're going to see a retest. We're going to see the market try to head lower. Then I'm going to try to buy it back up. Well, they decided to go up all right, but they didn't wait for me. Stinkers. All right, we'll hang with the charts here for a little bit longer. I'm I apologize. I've got to close the trading room at the bottom of the hour, but we will see if we can't maybe find one more opportunity here if they cooperate. Aspen, you don't have to. Aspen says, last question. You can ask as many questions as you want, really. You now have a band counter. What is that for? Okay. I don't know if Ben did this for the Ninja 7 version or not. One of our owners, I think it was Jim, not that it matters. Anyways, he recognized that when the band got especially broad, it was a very good indication of when the market was overbought or oversold and more likely to make a reversal. So, back here, anytime the market started to get above, well, 50 ticks is kind of the minimum, but certainly when it gets up to be 60, 70, sometimes even 80 ticks broad, and you get a reverse signal, that made for a very good reversal. Now, Jim was very aggressive on the reverse. If he saw the counter get above 50 ticks, he would take the first bull bar. He didn't even wait for a signal. He would just take the first bull bar and try to ride it up back toward the hard edge. So that the band counter just alerts you to when the trading band is getting really broad. You can do it yourself as well. You can just keep your calculator handy, measure from the hard edge to the soft edge, and you'll see it visually also, of course. It's not hard to tell the trading band not very broad there, but definitely getting wider at this point, or even at this one right here. That one is, see, that's almost 70 ticks wide from the hard edge to the soft edge. And so when we get a reverse signal, there's our number 2 signal, you may be a little bit more inclined to trust it, that perhaps the market's going to try to creep up there to the hard edge. So that's what the band counter does for you. All right, well, we're getting ourselves another number 1 signal. The problem I'm having with this signal is not the direction, rather, where am I going to cover this? Again, ideally 2 swings back. There's swing 1, here's swing 2. Maybe I'll watch it break out. I'll see if there's a reaction to the breakout. That might make for a more predictable entry. Maybe they're not going to play nice today at all. Yeah, okay, so there we go. I waited for the retest, the second push opportunity. They did not give it to me. Ah, it was Scott. Yes. Thank you, Scott, with the band counter. Oh, Phil says he's got the band counter on Ninja 7. So you can go to the members area and you can download the latest version of your software. Don't worry, we haven't made that many changes. It's primarily been cosmetic, so it's not like you're missing out on anything. But you can pick up the band counter. Yes. Old home week here today. Aspen showing up, Scott showing up. Who else is hiding here today? All right. Yeah, Aspen says all the oldies joining me after summer. Phil's asking, what's the name of the floatable entry signal? This is the trade calculator. And the biggest feature, in my mind, the most valuable feature is that it allows you to control your risk. You'll never overextend yourself. You can always manage your risk. The trade calculator adjusts your position size accordingly. You can adjust your stop strategies. Well, they made a great effort here. Phil asked, is that a NinjaTrader 8 add-on? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, the trade manager could not be reprogrammed. The fellow who originally programmed Trade Manager, he's supposed to still be working on it, but it's been going on 2 years. I don't think he's going to crack it. Every time he says he's got it, something else breaks on it. So someone else came to us and said, hey, I have this trade management software and it will do everything Trade Manager does, but it will not auto trail your stops. And it doesn't take up any screen real estate to speak of. You can actually, okay, I misspeak. You can auto trail your stops if you develop an ATM strategy with your NinjaTrader. So you can use the trade manager, or pardon me, the trade calculator to control your risk, get you into the trade, and you can use the chart traders ATM strategies to trail your stops. Now, you'll have to build one. There's loads of YouTube videos on how to do that. And one day I will get into that. But what we did is, because it's a new piece of software, because it's a different programmer, there was a modest charge for the new software. If Trade Manager ever does get worked out for Ninja 8, of course, you will be entitled to a free upgrade. But until then, this was the best solution. Yeah, Asma says, Ben forwarded my question. I did too to your email, eric@indicatorwarehouse.com. I've been having issues with that email. So once again, here's the email that everything dumps into, regardless of which email address you use or is supposed to dump into. So if you have a question, you can always email me directly at that one. Okay, we're back to the hard edge. I'm going to look at doing a hard edge bounce here, a number 3 signal, and if they develop it quickly, otherwise I gotta go. I got people waiting on me today. You're gonna give me that buy signal, you stinkers. No. All right, that is what I would be looking for, though, is I would be looking for evidence that the market is going to try to continue higher at this point. And if we can get that together, we might see another little rally. But the highs of the morning, definitely a stumbling block. The market has rejected those highs twice now. So getting turned back a third time is a distinct possibility. But look at it this way, if we get a buy signal here, you can try to buy the market up. If it flinches again at the highs, this is the zone you're going to want to short, below the hard edge. All right, so you got the market working itself into a bit of a tight spot, and there could be an opportunity coming up in the certainly next half hour to 45 minutes. All right, gang, I will talk to you again tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye for now.